So about anime games. Anime is starting to branch out from just being anime these days. There's more and more live action movies coming out, for a reason that I don't know. The only one I'm actually remotely interested in is the One Piece live action, mainly for the fact that I like One Piece, but also that it looks like they're actually putting real effort into it. The live action got announced in like 2021, and only recently have we gotten some updates on how things are going. By the looks of it, there's still a lot more work to be done. The only thing we've really seen is the Straw Hat ship, which still is a work in progress, or at least when they showed the progress update, so it might end up being something that is of decent quality. I don't think any live actions to come out so far have been good, and I mean good to watch, not good to make fun of. But besides live action, another big industry anime is trying to get into is video games, which to be honest wasn't a very successful attempt. I haven't played too many games, since I was too broke as a kid to have a good PC, so I couldn't play any of the good games that came out, and I wasn't trying to get a console either, because for one they suck, and two they need a controller, and I was already used to using mouse and keyboard, so I didn't want to try and adapt to it. No reason to when mouse and keyboard is already better, so I was really limited in what I could play. If anyone remembers poptropica, that game was goated. I mean, now I have a pretty decent setup, so I could play most games that I want to. Last game I really played was Elden Ring. Game was hidden different, but yeah, anime tried to enter this space where they had to compete with games like Elden Ring. I would like to say that it was a massive success, but it really wasn't, in any way, like at all. I mean, Elden Ring could technically kind of count as an anime game, since it's made by a Japanese game company, but besides that and the rest of the Souls games, most of the anime games just end up missing. At least for me they did. The last big anime game I heard being talked about at a decent scale was Jump Force, and I've seen that game float around on Steam for like $2, so you can guess that it really didn't do all that well. The main anime games that do well are the Naruto and Dragon Ball ones, the ones done in that Street Fighter type of style, which I can kinda see the appeal of. I only really play story-based games, or ones with exploration, which is why I ended up buying Elden Ring. But games with good combat are also fun. Dragon Ball FighterZ looked pretty good when it came out, and that's really the only type of anime games that end up doing well, or at least I'm guessing they do, since they come out with a new one every few years. That one Demon Slayer game came out kind of recently, now that I'm mentioning it, and it's also in that same Street Fighter type of style. If it's outside that genre though, usually it doesn't end up doing well. Pretty much all of them actually. Ones that I think are notable are the One Piece and Berserk games. I think the other games can get away with this, since they focus more on PvP, so not having the most detailed maps and characters isn't the end of the world, but the One Piece and Berserk games look ass. I'm not even trying to make a joke or anything, but they look like mobile games. With having a storyline, you need to try and make your game as immersive as possible, but having all the textures and SFX look like you took it from a free sample pack won't really sell the story of your game. I mean, maybe they are good. The One Piece games I'm pretty sure have their own unique storylines written. They don't just redo parts of the anime lore, or build on it for the game. It's all non-canon stuff for the games only. The Berserk games follow the real story, I'm pretty sure. I remember clips where they show scenes from the movie in the game, so they might have a pretty decent story for all I know. But I'm not gonna lie, I still wouldn't give it a chance, even if you told me it does. They can have the most thought out stories in video game history, but if it's put in a mobile quality game, that removes almost all playability it has, to be honest. Gonna be pretty hard to be immersed in a game when it looks worse than Temple Run. It doesn't even need to be anything crazy. They don't have to invest in RTX or any new gen technology. I'm pretty sure they can't either way, because the video game companies probably don't have the biggest budgets. Either that or they're scamming the shit out of these anime games that pay them to make games. But it's probably because the anime managers don't really care if the games do good or not, since it's probably one of their smallest revenues. But at least give them a budget to not make it look like garbage. There's really no redeeming qualities for the anime game space right now. Besides Elden Ring, I've been thinking about it and it should count as an anime game. It's an animated project that's made in Japan, and for people that want to nitpick, it has Berserk references in it, so yes, it is an anime. The only thing keeping anime games alive, which is really barely breathing if we're being realistic, are the mods that people create for them. The communities for like Dragon Ball Xenoverse decide to be self-sufficient and take matters into their own hands, so people end up making mods for the game that end up actually looking pretty good. But besides that though, don't play anime games. If you didn't get the overall message of the video, anime games suck, so don't play them. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. If you enjoyed, check out my other video where I talk about shonen MCs breaking the mold. That's all though. Peace.